welcome to another episode of Midpoint. I am out here in nature at the park, in Prospect Park in Brooklyn. If you know, you know. And this video is inspired by being here. I was here the other day and also a couple of weeks ago, and there were some babies in this tree. You guys might not be able to see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. I don't think I can zoom in while I'm recording, but anyway, you see in there's a hole, and inside that hole there was a whole family of baby birds. So obviously a mama bird just gave birth, right? And I realized that because she was going back and forth getting food and flying back up there to bring food to the crying babies. You know how their beaks just be out waiting for some food just to be UPS down to their mouth. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So now the babies are out, because now that I'm out here, there's like a whole bunch of flurry little babies all around me. I'm like, okay, so now they're flying. You know, they're testing out their environment, testing out their skills, testing out their wings, their hunting abilities. And I'm saying that to say this. You know, they always used to say, I always used to hear, and even in a lot of books that I've come across, they'll say, oh, we got a little family of ducks here coming to say hello. They'll say, pay attention to nature. You know, and when you pay attention to nature, you can learn a lot about yourself. You can learn a lot about humanity as a whole. And straight ahead, I was looking at some of the baby birds just testing themselves out, testing their wings, flying from one leaf to another leaf to a smaller branch tree. And it's almost like one of them looked like they were a hummingbird, because he was flapping his wings so fast. He was just standing still and just flapping his. I was like, is that a hummingbird? I was like, no, that hummingbird he was just a bird, but he's just practicing, or she. And I thought that was super cool. I have no more seeds for y'all. I see you getting close. Y'all on camera, so if anything happens to me, they know who to come for, okay? Yeah, they froze. Anyway, so he looked like a hummingbird, and I was like, why is he flapping his wings so fast like that? But of course, they're practicing, they're learning. And it hit me. It came to me anyway. And this is no big brainer, but I just like to tie in together nature and like reality. When you mate with someone, and I used to say this before, but seeing the confirmation in genes and how people develop, how they look like their parents as they get older, as they get wiser, as they age, and even what they do. You know, sometimes it'll be a direct correlation of what their parents did. Even myself, I've seen certain things that I'm doing that my parents did, and I'm like, you know, there's a big part of me that embraces that. I'm grateful for that, but I also want to make sure that I'm implementing my own creativity. So that's why I kind of delved into like metaphysics and occult, just learning more about myself, my abilities, and really just wanting to be that unique expression of creation. And looking at that bird flapping his wings like that, I'm like, look at that. Because they come from an environment of a higher level degree of a skill, like flying because they have wings, or just the innate knowing to come out to start looking for their own food and stuff like that. That's from, yes, looking at their mother, but also that's just from their DNA. That's just from the DNA. Their father and mother created this DNA in them to be able to take in all the information from where they are. It's kind of like taking a picture, right? As soon as you take that picture, that's exactly where you are, what you see. Like taking a photocopy of a letter or a photo, putting it on a printing machine and making a copy. You're making yourself. You're printing another you. That's what we're doing where we're having children. The only thing is that child eventually ignite their own soul within themselves, or their soul get ignited, they get awakened or whatever. So now they get to go on their own journey. So what they do may not look exactly like what the parents has done, and that's okay. That's okay. That's welcome. That is celebrated. In fact, I would dare to say that is needed. You know what I mean? So the fact that those birds automatically, it's kind of like if you live in an environment where people are selling homes and buying houses, or starting a business early, or they're into business, their children, they tend to do the same thing. You know, even coming up in Brooklyn, I'll see a lot of people that was in apartments. They moved on to get an apartment, and eventually they got a home, but that was the process. Some of them still are in apartments, and that's not that it doesn't make anybody less than or better than. Just because you have a house doesn't mean you're better than anybody, and just because you have an apartment doesn't mean you're less than, and vice versa. I know a lot of people who've had houses and they went back to apartments, and I know a lot of people who are tired of apartments, or they just want their own home. Okay, there's so many things that you can do with both. It's all about preference, and what you want to do, right? And I think that people should pay attention to that when it comes to who you decide to mate with, because whoever you decide to mate with, how your man is, that's the photocopy of who you're going to print out of yourself. How your woman is a photocopy of who you're going to print out, okay, as a child. Not necessarily 100%, but because of the DNA, wherever the mindset of that individual is, whatever they're taking in, whatever they're consuming, not just food, but information, their character, everything about them, what they've learned thus far, you making a photocopy at a specific time, and when that semen hit that egg, when that sperm hit that egg, and it fertilizes, you literally just made a photocopy of yourself. So just make sure that that photocopy is something that you admire and want to nurture and to grow and to develop, because sometimes I think a lot of people are so quick to want to have children and do this and do that. And children are beautiful. I think that experience to be able to nurture and to create, in that sense, because there's a whole bunch of other ways to create, but to create something that is like to create another life is amazing, you know. But I also see how it could be toxic, right? And this isn't a video to say bad or good, you should or you shouldn't. I'm just elaborating on the example of what I see in nature and what I see in real life, you know. So the next time you want to lay with someone, or you want to have a child with someone, just make sure that their mindset, the things that they're consuming, their lifestyle, their character, who they're evolving and developing to become, is, you know, in some type of correlation or direction to where you're going, because you are in your vehicle and you're traveling, right? You have your own purpose. Everybody have their own purpose, and you come along someone else who's on the same path, the same highway, they're in their vehicle and they're flying and driving, then cool. It doesn't mean you leave your vehicle and go into theirs, and they leave theirs and go into yours, because that's when you have a problem. This vehicle is for one soul and one soul only. And if you want to go together on the same path and create another mini vehicle, you can. But just be okay with knowing that at any point we all can go together, and then at some point one might want to go another way, or one will go the other way, and all three of you could go three different ways, and that's welcome too. So get out in nature, family. Definitely, I feel like this is exactly what I needed. I felt like I've just been a lot on my phone and, you know, consuming a lot of information, which is cool, but I'm feeling more and more to just, you know, get out in nature, especially in the summertime. In summertime, I'm either on the beach or I'm in nature, so I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. All right, so get out there, connect, de-stress yourself. All right, do some breathing techniques, do some grounding techniques. Today is day 5 on my 30-day squat challenge. I just finished. I just came from the gym, and I feel good. It's 10 sets, 10 squats every day. All right, you could do other workouts, push-ups, anything for like your arms, your legs, your back, whatever, but you got to start or finish or somewhere in the middle, add 10 sets, 10 squats. And it's pretty amazing. The results that you get from that is beautiful. And the reason why I started to do this is it correlates with the root chakra, for me to work on my root chakra right now. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and follow that information in the description box below. And it works hand in hand, considering that I'm being called to like just be in nature a lot more right now. It's fitting for me to be doing the root chakra challenge as well. So pay attention to nature and reconnect, you guys. I hope this video brought some type of reminder for you to what you could be missing, which is yourself. Go back in tune and relax, de-stress. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.